Intern. Something seems sinister since WikiLeaks minding, but fuck the internet, I ain't tired of winning. I'm down to spend a good minute chilling with Minutemen and women, putting Dems in a prison. Is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg or is it Lucifer's sister? Something's amiss when the skin on your face say fuck it, I quit. You know I ain't tired of winning. I'm down to spend a good minute chilling with prison staff, laughing while we poking the Clintons. Is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg or is it Satan on Tinder? Something suspicious when you shit yourself more than a little kid does. I ain't tired of winning. I'm down to spend a good minute chilling with mimetic heretics, scaring the shit out of Reddit. Is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg or just a poop stain on Twitter? Something ain't right when we're left with the left that's next to the left of the left-hand path. I ain't tired of winning. I'm down to spend a good minute chilling with killers, the illest red pillars stomping these villains. 911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, I just saw Father Time's grandmother get hit by a train going 1 billion miles per hour. I think it said Trump on the side. Trump on the side. Trump on the side. Trump on the side.
Is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg or is it Flint's water system? Your own suspicious constituents are coming with kitchen implements. I ain't tired of winning. I'm down to spend a good minute chilling with Hannah P, smoking O'Keefe and peeling lemons. Is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg or is it dentures by Hitler? Something suspicious when you bitches at Google censor my shit. You know you ain't tired of winning. You're down to spend a good minute chilling with John Ward.
Gorilla, gorilla.
Harambe Willing. Trump. We're going 45 billion, 1776 million, gig 100,000 miles an hour.
Maga bitch.
Well, I got my pick and my shovel, a struggle till I get paid.
The salt mines are rich today.
Maga bitch.
I got my dick in my nuddles, your bubble's gonna get laid.
The salt mines are rich today.
45 billion, 1776 million, gig 100,000 miles an hour.
The salt mines are rich today. The salt mines are rich today. The salt mines are rich today.
That's John Ward, everybody. That's off of his album Feels Good Man. If you don't know who John Ward is, look him up on YouTube. He has a extremely funny channel. I've posted some videos from it on Facebook and stuff, so go check him out. He's pretty funny. He hasn't actually given me permission to play his shit yet, but the email has been sent. So we'll see if he likes it or not. If he sends me a YouTube video telling me to stop or an email telling me to stop, then I'll stop. But until then, I bought the fucking thing. I'm going to play it. Yeah. Okay, so let me jump over here and grab Mr. Lance Muscle. Boink. And Charlie's going to add in too as soon as I get this guy on. Holy crap, he answered right away.
Yeah, man.
What's
Hello.
up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. I can't complain.
That's good. That's not complaining is a good thing.
Damn right.
Get Charlie added in here, see if he's still awake. Should be. Supposed to be on the show. We talked earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And no.
He's probably watching the debate too.
Yeah, we were going to jump into that real quick right off the bat. Well, we'll wait for him to answer. He should answer here in a minute. He might be heavily medicated or something. I don't know. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just jump into the debate. I mean, are you watching it in the background or?
No, I didn't turn it on. Is Dave coming on too?
No, it's just us
Oh,
three.
okay.
If we can get Charlie to answer, it'll be us three.
Right.
No, I think Dave did his show yesterday or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I figured he'd still be on for tonight.
Oh, no. Charlie Urbanczyk, unavailable. Let me go over here. Uh-oh. We're going to have a live studio audience in just a few seconds.
What's that?
Got a friend showing up.
Oh.
That's Angus and Tippy. You guys hear that shit? Okay. That's Angus.
That's a pretty weird noise.
That's him being half wolf. He howls more than barks. Let me jump over here and see what Charlie's up to. I'll give him a texto thingy on the phone here. And what do you want to talk about today? And all you people in the chat, I don't know how many of you there are, maybe like 2 or 3. But if the people in chat, if you guys want to throw a topic out for us to discuss tonight. Go ahead.
Or have them call in.
Huh?
Or have them call in and get on the call.
If they have my Skype.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we could do that too if anybody
Well,
wants
it's not like you keep it private. You're on Facebook, so.
Well, that doesn't have my Skype
Which
on
I
it.
still can't believe, but whatever.
Well, I got businesses and stuff I'm trying to promote and whatever. So.
Fuck Facebook.
Yeah, I know. You've said
They're
that
in a lot
quite
of
few
trouble.
times. They are in a lot of trouble.
Well, not really trouble because, I mean, they're obviously a spy for the government, just like Google is and the other one. So
they're all owned by the same
trouble.
fucking...
They get up in front of Congress
and lie,
smile, and say I'm sorry, and
lie like Zuckerberg did,
and then it's business as usual.
Yeah, and they can lie before Congress and just get all right. But if we did it, we'd go straight to fucking prison.
Well, so can Comey and Clinton and numerous other people.
Yeah. Too numerous to mention, actually.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, you talked about yesterday. I'll tell you what, I couldn't even turn on the TV.
Well, tell them what you're talking about. Go into it.
9/11. I mean, the thing yesterday.
Yeah.
All of
the great happening.
Yeah.
The planes that did some things.
Yeah, it did some whatever that girl's name is.
Yeah, Ilhan Omar.
That's her.
That's her.
I saw the greatest meme. I think Luke put it out yesterday. The "We Are Change," and it had the Twin Towers, and it said "Never Forget," and then it had World Trade Center right next to it, and it said "Forget."
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, that was a classic one.
The fact that we've gotten to this stage of the game in such a short amount of time is just, facepalm all day. All day. My live studio audience just walked in, by the way.
Who's that?
Nunya.
Oh, I can't see. I don't have your camera on anyway.
She's not going to be on camera, so.
Oh. But that was, I was just kind of saddened yesterday just to see all this stuff on.
The whole,
and nobody talking about the truth of it.
This whole week I've been posting stuff from the Corbett report from James Corbett, all the 9/11 whistleblower videos that he's been putting out. So, yeah, I updated everybody on.
Shit, it's out there.
Truth.
There's enough websites out there that break it down to show that there's no way they could have collapsed the way that they did. So I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
Yeah, what was
People
it? 5 years ago, they had the Canadian press thing that was like, I don't know, it was just a big gathering of people, and they all proved it too. And then just recently, I think last month, the University of Alaska, all of their engineers at their school proved it's not possible, man.
10 years ago, there was a list of 20-something thousand engineers.
They're still out there.
Signed something saying it couldn't happen.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
It's way more than 20,000 now. It's AE 9/11 Truth.
10 years ago.
Yeah, AE911truth.org, and yeah, anybody can go there and check out all their information. So, yeah, and there's been a ton of interviews with the cat that runs that website. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but yeah, So
we're fucked. I mean, you look at all the stuff around. I mean, to ricochet rabbit, jump around. I mean, there's just so many things. The TEPCO thing, how they're going to have to release all that water back into the ocean. So what the fuck did they even store it for?
To freak everybody out because all the
even store it for?
Tanks started leaking and shit. So I mean, it's just a scare tactic, man. It's just
and they're running out of room. They don't have any more room.
Right, because it's never going to stop. They can't ever get it to stop. Ever. But back in 1968, we had the technology to go through the Van Allen radiation belts and go to the moon.
69, wasn't it?
69, whatever.
Yeah, there's if you guys don't follow on Twitter, let me pull up this guy. I love him. It is hold on. Esoteric Exposal.
Esoteric Exposal.
Yeah, ESOTERIC Exposal, EXPOSAL. He's on Twitter, and I mean it's just one thing after the other. Really a good guy to follow, or girl, whoever it is.
Okay, drop it in the room there.
I can't get in that room. I'm on my phone.
Oh,
I don't have a computer.
You can't pull up a YouTube chat on your fucking phone?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know.
All right, whatever. If anybody else knows of that site, whatever, drop it in the room.
Yeah, esoteric Exposal.
I'm not getting anything back from Charlie, so I don't know. He might have passed out.
Good. He's 2 hours behind us?
Ahead. No, behind. You're right. He's
behind.
Yeah. But he was off work today, and wasn't having a good day. So.
Well, shit, it was 100 degrees here today. I was sweating.
Yeah, it's been hot. It's supposed to stay hot here all the way through the end of the month. In the upper 80s.
It was 100 today. It'll be 74 tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you're on the coast, so you get those breezes and stuff. Speaking of being on the coast, how did the hurricane hit you? Did you get the 7 feet?
It was very funny because what day was it? Saturday. Friday and Saturday is when it hit. Or Friday. Friday at high tide was supposed to be the worst. It was supposed to be record flooding.
Yeah, you said 7 feet.
Everybody pulled their boats out of the water. We did some prep work around here because it was supposed to be higher, just as high as some of the other ones that have put my street 4 feet underwater. Seriously, I mean, I walked out there before and there was 4 feet of water out there. And that was Wednesday. They were like 7.5 feet above normal or swells. And it ended up being like 5.8 feet. So I've had nor'easters that actually were worse than that hurricane that they had everybody prepped for. However, the Outer Banks, they got pretty fucked.
Yeah. So the Bahamas.
Yeah, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for those people.
They actually had people in front of Congress petitioning to let them into the country as refugees from climate change.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I don't understand about the Bahamas versus Puerto Rico is it's a pretty poor country.
Yep.
I mean, the Bahamas in general, the locals and everything else, it's a pretty poor country. So I've been to the Bahamas 3 times, and because obviously it's a huge tourist destination. So with all the taxes,
was you a tourist down there, man?
Well, I went on sales trips, company trips.
Yeah,
I was always on those.
Did you buy yourself a little fluffy sea turtle?
Nah.
No, okay, just joking.
No, that was the time I fell off the Sea-Doo into the ocean. Ooh. And you saw me walking on water to get back on that Sea-Doo because I'm scared to death of sharks.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But, no, it was pretty funny. They took pictures instead of holding the Sea-Doo down so I could get on. They just sat there taking pictures of me. But what I couldn't figure out is, I mean, that place, huge tourist destination. I mean, millions and millions of dollars are spent there. So it's got to be going to the government coffers. I mean, I mean, I don't understand how, they hadn't built up their infrastructure more. And I mean, it's got to be a wealthy nation. I just don't get it. I mean, I don't get where all that money goes.
Corruption.
My roommate yelled in the background, embezzlement.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what I was just corruption.
I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, there's a couple hundred people there that are living like kings, and everybody else is paupers.
I can tell you a bunch of other countries that live like that too.
Well, that's true.
So,
a lot of the island places are like that, but they're doing all these fundraisers and everything else.
I think 80% of Congress.
How come they don't have money to spend it and rebuild it themselves?
I think 80% of Congress is millionaires, aren't they?
At least, and if you're not, but within 3 years, then you will be. Then you're an honest politician,
right? Well, if you're an honest politician, within 3 years, you're going to go back home.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean that's we've known that for how long? If anybody has never heard this before, get ready. It's going to shake you a little bit because it's so full of truth. You cannot change a system from within the system. So any of these people that you hear running for Congress saying, I'm going to change the system, I'm going to change it. No, you're not. No, you're not. You can never change the system from within it. You have to create a new system that makes the old one obsolete. That's the only way that you can actually change things. So.
Oh, it's a corrupt system.
Yep.
I mean, if you think about it, what caused the American Revolution? What caused us to actually break away from Britain?
The goddamn tea!
Well, it was the taxes. Because they started this own nation.
That fucking Earl Grey!
Didn't want to be taxed. And now look, man, I net 50% of my check.
It's ridiculous, dude.
It's ridiculous. So, I mean...
You net 50% when... Who Warren Buffett only nets 23.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But no, I mean I'm serious. I net right around 50% of what I make.
You should just give him a big fuck you, man. Just.
It's crazy. I mean, I had changed the way that I did my deductions because I end up owing every year, and I hate owing. I mean, I owed $1,500 last year.
Open a trust.
Bite the bullet and change my deductions.
Open a trust.
So now I'm netting 50%.
Open a trust. Start buying a bunch of property and yeah. I mean, you know how to do it. You know how to do it. All you got to do is just do it.
I don't know. It's a damn shame.
Yeah, it is. Lori, you want to add in? Because I think Charlie's not going to make it.
I love Lori's opinion on stuff.
And she's probably got some good things to talk about, too. So, let me know in the room if you want to add in, Lori.
The conversation can take some weird twists and turns, that's for sure.
You know the penis word will come out within 5 minutes. So, anything right on top of your radar that you want to jump into right out, real quick, like?
No? I'll tell you what. I don't have much on my radar anymore. I mean, I'm so busy at work. I mean, I work 10 hours sometimes a day, but I mean, they're paying me for it, so I'm all right with it.
Right.
But I mean, I don't have time to even, I follow Twitter. I read all Dave's shit that he puts up there. Dave's a funny dude sometimes. I like Dave. I mean, he posts some stuff out there and then, tries to justify it by putting it out there. I'm like, you don't have to justify it. Put the shit out there.
Yeah. Everybody wants to walk on fucking eggshells anymore. I'm not having it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and again, tries to justify some of his posts. And I'm like, why? I mean, post your shit, man. I don't care.
I'll guarantee you, if I was still posting on Twitter, I mean, I'm still on Twitter, but I hardly post anything. I just follow.
I'd see a little bit more of what you do, but I don't get to see your cat memes on Facebook.
Yeah, well, You know, the phone's kind of twinky on the phone, you know, on the camera side, so I can't take pictures of my food and whatever. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, if I was still posting like I was posting on Twitter, I probably would be banned by now. I'm just guessing. I'd probably be banned
yeah, probably.
So.
But there's some great things to follow on Twitter.
Yep.
And the nice thing about it is I mean, I don't ever interact with anybody like you had to with Facebook all the time.
Right. Yeah, you just gotta. Well, and even what's his face, Jack Dempsey or Dorsey or whatever the fuck his name is, said that they were going to take the likes and dislikes off of it and the follow count and all that shit. So,
well, you remember why?
Yeah, so nobody can know who's following what and posting what.
No, no. You didn't read that whole article. It was so for people's feelings wouldn't get hurt. That somebody's post got more likes than somebody else's post.
Oh, it's all about the feels, man.
It all had to do with feelings.
It's all about the feels.
It's all about the feelings.
Catch it in the feels, man. I guess I just wasn't hip enough to read the whole article because it was coming from Jack Dorsey, and he looks like a half a fag.
I don't know that I read it on his article, but I read it somewhere.
Yeah, well, like I said, he's a half a
fag. That's for sure.
Not tonight, but thanks. Just gonna listen. Well, it's probably gonna be pretty fucking boring then.
Yeah,
it's just Lance and I.
She needs to get on.
This is like throwback to 10 years ago.
Long time ago.
Mercy.
Facebook era days.
Yeah.
But you know, back then also I was prepared somewhat with stuff. I mean, I thought Dave was going to come on because I love hearing him ramble on.
I'll go bump him and see if he's out there.
Oh, I'm sure he's sitting in front of his computer.
I don't know. Where you at, David?
I didn't tune into his intelligence one. I mean, it sounds like an interesting podcast or whatever it is. I don't know what he calls it. But I mean, it sounds interesting because he's going to have people from over on that side of the world talking, which is pretty cool. I mean, the concept of it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he gets some of his information. He's got some. I mean, for all he knows, he could be talking to a CIA troll.
Yep.
That's feeding him stuff. He doesn't know.
He don't know. But hey, everybody's got to do what they got to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I kind of got out of the show thing. I'm not really. I mean, it's just kind of everything. Nothing's changed. You know what I mean? It's just progressively. Sandy just mentioned it in the room too. It's just gotten worse. You know. She said, "Yeah, they
exactly."
Yeah, she said they changed the system from within. They destroyed it, but it was never really good anyway. You know what I mean? From its inception, it was guaranteed to fail.
It's a one-party system. It's been a one-party system since 1776 or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's them versus us.
It's truly been a one-party system forever.
He said he can make it on at 9. So,
it's 9:23. Where the hell's he at?
Well, you're on your coast.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you were to pull on, you know, the station that cannot be named, I do remember it now. But you know, you could, if those were still archived, you could listen to them, and I think our voices may have gotten a little bit deeper. But it's the same fucking stories.
Yeah, and we're talking about the same.
A different twist. But
well, I mean, all the stuff that we were talking about back then, all the stuff that we were talking about back then on UCY, I'll name the channel. I don't give a shit.
That's it. Yep, UCY.
They just now woke up to in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? All the shit that we were talking about back then, all the big guys, the awoke guys, or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves now, they're just now waking up to it all. The Owen Benjamins and the whoever the fuck is you know, that they're past. I mean, they're behind the game, man. They're behind the game. And if they think they're going to make a change now, just because they're trying to wake up a bunch of dumb shits that haven't been paying attention, it ain't going to happen, man.
Well, it's funny because if you think about it, and if you were able to pull one of those archives, probably one of the very first ones that we ever, got on it. Which, if you hark back to 13 and 14, let's just go back to 13 and 14.
Right.
We were, not just us,
That's
but I mean,
6 years ago.
it was the Manarinos, everybody else. I mean, where's the stock market crash that we were saying was going to happen in 2 weeks back in 13 and 14?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
And if you listen to Manarino, he's saying the same fucking thing. And all the people that are on Greg Hunter's channel.
6 years from now, you've been crying wolf.
Yeah. And all the people that Greg Hunter brings on are the same fucking people saying the same fucking thing over and over and over and over. Now, look,
like
I mean,
Dabu. I follow Dabu too on Twitter.
Do you still? Funny. God, I let that dude go a long time ago, man.
Yep. He's not doing any climate stuff anymore. He's doing other stuff. But
he still got black helicopters flying over his house.
Probably. That was funny.
Go ahead. So what's he up to now? What's he trying to get woke on?
Same thing. I mean, he's just trying to wake people up. I mean, he's more of the VR change guy, Luke Rudkowski or whatever his name is.
Luke Rudkowski.
Rudkowski, yeah. I saw him somewhere earlier here.
What?
I mean,
whatever. What's he trying to wake people up to? The China shit? I mean, did he actually do a GoFundMe and go over there and film the shit like Luke?
No.
Or is he just riding other people's coattails still, talking about their articles instead of his own?
Yeah, nothing is original of him. That's for sure.
Here's another thing, dude.
Go ahead.
This is just something that's been eating at me for a long time. The people that are out there have been out there, right? I mean, Luke was on the scene right after YouTube started. He jumped in and made a channel, and all these other fucking people made channels and blah, 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 blah. They were doing it for free then because they didn't have monetization when YouTube first came out. Why aren't they doing it for free now? Why now does everybody have to donate $1 a month or $5 a month to their fucking GoFundMe page or their Patreon account? Or I mean, what all these people are doing is reading articles that anybody else can read for free. And they're reading it on YouTube and creating a video out of it and calling it content and then putting it out there and expecting people, because YouTube wants to demonetize their fucking channel, to give them $5 a month on their Patreon so they can watch shit.
I kind of got an answer for you.
I just don't get it, man.
I think it's got to do with that demonetizing stuff that they did. So
they were doing it for free before the monetization. That's what I'm trying to get at, man. I mean, does it not matter anymore?
No. They weren't doing it for free because when you clicked on the links or watched an ad, they got paid for it.
No, I'm talking about at the beginning of YouTube, before they ever had monetization, because they only had monetization for you know what I mean? It hasn't been around that long. Maybe 5 years, 6 years, something like that. It hasn't been around that long. So I just don't get it. I mean, if it was important enough to do for free back then, why isn't it important enough to do for free now? If you want to spread the truth, why the fuck do I owe you $5? I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the room can tell me.
You're going to get a kick out of this.
All right, go ahead.
So I've been doing the mortgage stuff for 17 years now, I guess.
The who what?
And I've seen a lot mortgage. I've been doing mortgages for 17 years, and I've seen a lot of jobs, a lot of professions through my times, because I've done a couple thousand purchase loans. I mean, I've seen almost every kind of job you can think of.
Yep.
So we got one right now.
Did you ever sell a house to a porn star?
No, we've done loans for them. But
is that your dog jingle?
NFL people and stuff like that. But we've got this guy, those gamers that have YouTube channels and they do reviews of games and they play Call of Duty and stuff like that, and they review video games, and some of them got 1 million followers. Dude, this guy's making $175,000 a year by people clicking on ads that are on his YouTube channel in the video games.
Yep.
He's a plays video games for a living and makes all of his money by people clicking on ads on, that pop up while he's playing his games.
Yeah, well, look at PewDiePie, man. He's the same fucking way.
$75,000.
PewDiePie became famous the same way. He had a gamer channel, and when he started going big and making it to like 5 or 6 million, he started getting actually companies started paying him to advertise for their products and shit. So I mean, he was like a fucking sports star.
You can make that much. I mean, if you got 1 million followers and half of them, or a quarter of them click on one of your links, I mean, it adds up pretty quick, I guess.
If you have 1 million followers on YouTube and you are a monetized channel and you put out weekly videos, you're going to average about $150,000 or $160,000 a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, PewDiePie just crossed 100 million subscribers. He has 1/7 of the planet watching him on YouTube. That boggles my mind. 100 million subs.
Yeah, I mean, and knows a few of them.
Mm-hmm. I can't even think. I can't even wrap my mind around the kind of money that he's making. Because his channel is fully monetized. It has all kinds of advertisers. He has all kinds of contracts with different companies, and it just blows my mind. And the guy's a fucking YouTuber, making more money than people in Hollywood.
Yeah,
blows me away.
Oh, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Tommy said that same. I don't do gamer channels, man. I don't do gamer channels.
Why? I mean, I don't either.
How fucking lazy do you have to be to sit on your ass and watch someone else play a video game? That's pretty fucking lazy. When you can't even play the game yourself, you got to watch somebody else do it.
Man, there are YouTube channels, and I'm not joking here, because there's a lot of autistic kids that watch these stuff. There's a guy that the only thing he does is open up video cassette tapes and closes them. Mm-hmm. That's all he does. Mm-hmm.
And they got these ASMR channels.
And he's special needs, but all he does is, and he's got, 100,000 people or something. Look at his shit.
Dude, I can imagine his TikTok's going off the fucking charts if he's on TikTok.
The only thing he does is open up VHS videotapes, opens them up, and looks at them, points them to the camera, and closes them again. And that's it. That's his whole gig.
I hope he finds that one by Sinbad that everybody said that nobody made, that nobody ever really watched. What the Shazam or whatever the fuck it was called. They said that it never really. It was.
I think I remember
part of the Mandela effect. It was part of the Mandela effect. Yeah. I know he made it because I saw it. And I know what I saw.
I do have CNN on in the background.
Oh God.
Believe it or not, they're actually talking about the Bahamas and not Trump.
Well, they're probably talking about how Trump's not going to let anybody from the Bahamas come over here and seek refuge.
Oh, they did have that. They had him up there quoting that.
They can't have a story without slurring Trump.
No, they can't. They can't do it. Chris Cuomo, though, he's pretty solid guy.
Who, Guido?
Yeah.
What was it? What did he call him? Guido? No, not Guido.
Yeah, he's definitely affiliated with the mafia. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, Jesus. He ain't smart enough to be affiliated with the mafia, dude.
Well, or his family is.
But what was that thing? That one guy called him the Corleone brother that was a worthless shithead.
So did you watch that video?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was fucking going stupid.
Had that been somebody on Fox, that would have been...
Murdoch would have fired him.
Talking about that.
Murdoch would have fired him, too. He would have lost his job.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. But no, not Cuomo. No. Because he's connected like that, right?
Yep.
Fredo, that's it. Thanks, Mark. They called him Fredo.
Fredo, yeah. Which is pretty funny.
You know what? If I ever see the motherfucker, I'll call him Fredo straight to his face and just to see what he does. just to see what he does.
And I'm sure people do it to him all the time now.
Yep. What are you going to do, Fredo? You going to hit me? Right here, pup. Right here.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was one of the funnier things I've seen.
And you notice how when the kid took his glasses off and folded them up and put them in his pocket because he knew he was getting ready to scrap this motherfucker, that's when Fredo shut down, kind of shifted down a gear. Took it down into second instead of accelerating in third. And he had a couple of friends come up behind him and grab him by his shoulders and going, "Hey, calm down now." Yeah. Too funny, man. CNN douchebag.
No, they are. But, I mean, there's douchebags on the other channel, too, though.
There's douchebags on Fox. There's douchebags on MSNBC. Yeah. Fake news.
Believe it or not, you couldn't believe what one of the biggest douchebags are. Remember the guy who used to do Love Connection?
Oh, Chuck Woolery.
That's him.
Yeah, he's a right wing stupid ass too.
Oh my God, he would suck Donald Trump's dick.
Oh yeah. In a fucking heartbeat, man. In a fucking heartbeat.
Definitely take one up the pooper chute just from Trump.
Yeah.
But it's funny watching his stuff on Twitter. He obviously lives in California, and so I wake up and it's 6:00 in the morning. When I wake up.
Wait. Back up the truck for a second. Wait. Back up the truck for a second. Why would you say he obviously lives in California? What about him makes you say?
I know he does for one.
I know, but I'm just saying. What makes you say that he obviously lives in California?
Because every morning when I wake up, there'll be a tweet from Chuck Woolery at Blunt Force Truth from 2 hours ago. I mean, that's 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, so he's on the
time.
fucking he's on the coke.
Or at 3:00 in the morning, it when the tweet came out.
Right, so he's all railed up on the coke, tweeting. Fucking...
Exactly.
Just got done throwing the hooker out and telling her to stay the fuck away from his house for a while.
Yep.
Fuck. All right.
Like he just posted, I think Biden's bloody eye during the last debate was from smoking pot. So I mean that's the kind of stupid shit that he puts out there all the time.
Biden's bloody eye was from a mini stroke, man. That guy's gonna fucking fall over dead before he ever gets to the fucking primaries. Oh my God, he looks like hell.
Thing would happen to Biden too. It'd be
in the last couple of years, in the last 3 years that Trump's been in office, he has gone down the shitter, man. Because he didn't look that bad when he was following Obama around like a lapdog. He did not look that bad. He looks really fucking bad.
Yeah, he does. I mean, really bad.
And the same thing happened. Makeup's a wonderful thing, right? I guess. I don't know. But if you think back, the same thing happened to Bill Hinton, Hillary's husband.
Yep.
Slick Willie. He looks
she looks rough right now.
I haven't seen Hillary for a while, man.
Oh man, it was like she was wearing a dress that Omar the tent maker made. It was hilarious.
Omar the tent maker.
Hilarious. Yep.
Love it. Speaking of missing people, but people that I haven't seen for a while since they were really big in the news. Where's Giselle? Where's Epstein's little lady? I can't remember what her last name. Hair. Yeah, Giselle. What the fuck is her last name? What?
So you remember that picture that was running? Is that the one where she was at a fast food restaurant?
Yeah. At the In-N-Out Burger,
that was
or whatever.
Photoshop, though.
At the In-N-Out Burger, it wasn't photoshopped. It was staged by her and her lawyer. She actually had her lawyer's dog. No.
It was Photoshop.
No. It was not photoshopped. It was a real picture. It was staged by her and her lawyer. This has all come out, man. It's all been proven. She actually had her lawyer's dog sitting with her at the table.
Yeah, but I saw a good breakdown of the Photoshop that broke down the jagged edges and the different stuff. I'm sticking with it was Photoshop.
No.
Oh, fuck you. I'm sticking with it was Photoshop. So.
All right, hang on. Let me let this dog in. He's bitching for a minute. So talk to the people. Ask them questions.
Man, I can't see anybody. I don't have the chat up, but hello, everybody. Sorry, I can't
I'm on the radio. Hurry up. Come on, Angus.
be a little bit more entertaining for you like Jimmy is.
Come on, goddamn, get in here. Fuck.
You need a pet door.
I know. It's hard to do in a brick house, man.
Is your door brick?
No, but I got screen doors on every fucking thing, dude. I don't live in a goddamn trailer.
Well, they make screen doors. With my parents' screen door has you buy the screen door with a damn pet door already built into it.
But then I gotta leave my fucking door open all the time. Like I said, dude, I don't live in a fucking trailer park. This house gets closed. You know? I run the air conditioner and shit.
I hear you.
It's 115 fucking degrees outside. I'm a ginger. If I go out in that shit, I might burst into flames.
Mm-hmm.
Telling me to put.
You still riding your bike?
I've ridden it a couple times, dude, but it's goddamn hot. Because when I ride, I don't ride in shorts and flip flops, man. You know what I mean?
Right. I wouldn't either.
I put a lid on. I wear jeans and boots, and I mean, if it's super fucking hot, I'll wear a t-shirt, which is stupid.
Right.
But I will.
Which it is. I think you got an arm scar to prove it.
Yeah, right there. I'll still wear a t-shirt. I still got the shirt I wrecked in. I still got the jeans I wrecked in. Blood stains and all. Ain't never been in a washing machine.
Nice.
They're there to remind me to always wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And people ask me, too, they're like, why you wear a helmet all the time, man? Because I like riding a fucking motorcycle, man. You know? That's why. Because I want to keep doing it.
Ride it again tomorrow.
Right. Right. Especially around this fucking town, man. These people in town will pull out in front of you like nobody's business. They don't even fucking look for motorcycles. It's stupid. And I don't try to ride after dark either. Because the deer are dangerous as fuck around here.
I mean, once a week you hear about a motorcycle wreck that killed the rider. Once a week, it's on the news here.
Yeah. Giselle Maxwell, or Ghislaine Maxwell, that's her last name. But that's not really her last name, because that's her dad's made-up last name.
Well, that whole thing's going to get, washed under the rug. I mean, you will never hear anything serious about that again.
Here's a couple of things, though, that I just found out, like in the last couple of days, about this lady. Number one, she has a pilot's license for rotor-winged aircraft. She can fly her own helicopter. She actually has 2 of her own helicopters that Epstein bought for her. She also has a submariner's license, and she was the CEO of a venture capital company. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but they were involved in cleaning up the ocean or whatever, and everybody, be concerned about the ocean. It was shut down the day that Epstein was arrested for whatever reason. But she has at her disposal, because of this shell company, I'm just going to go ahead and call it a shell company, a mini sub, and knows how to operate the fucking thing.
Well, I don't think he's dead. I mean,
he's not dead, dude. No.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead.
No, I put a picture up on Facebook maybe a week ago, not even yet, and it was somebody that was flying over the top of the island with a big lens on their camera, and they took a picture of him from top down, sitting there in front of his four-wheeler, leaning against the door, talking to somebody else.
See, and I don't believe that, because if
I do, because it was
he's
stamped.
alive, then now he would have had plastic surgery, and
hell no, dude, he's arrogant. He's arrogant.
Black female right now, and
No.
with the technology that they got,
No,
you never know.
No, he's arrogant. He's also Jewish, so no, I don't. That's not happening. That's not happening.
I don't think so. I don't buy it.
No, he's
I don't buy
alive. He's on his own island, man. I mean, it's the feds have already been there and left. You know, when they were having the whole Storm Area 51 thing, there was another thing going around, a storm fucking Epstein's island. I agree. If I had,
Well, you did see two people got arrested there yesterday or the day before
no, I didn't
at
see
Area
that.
51.
Oh, at Area 51, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I saw that.
Swedish people, I think, or something like that. Foreigners.
There was a rock concert that was supposed to happen in Rachel, Nevada, that got canceled because they were afraid people were going to show up with weapons and whatever and cause a ruckus. But there's another one that's about 80 miles away from Roswell or Area 51, and that one's still going on. I can't remember the name of the town, but that little concert's still going on, and they actually have sold 30,000 tickets. So there's going to be 30,000 people at that one.
And that's why I've always said, you know, when you say the president's in charge of the United States and the government and everything else, no,
he ain't in charge of fuck all, man. He ain't even in charge of his own Twitter account, dude. Damn.
The people who have unfettered access to Area 51 are the ones running everything. Those people have the unfettered access.
Sandy said, "Hello, Lance," but you don't know that she's talking to you because you're not watching chat.
I'm not. You have to be my eyes.
Well, I just told you. Sandy said hi.
Hello.
And Tommy, it's a whole lot easier to say don't crash than to not crash. So there's that.
What are you talking about?
He was telling me about the whole bike thing. Don't crash.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot easier to say positive it than to do it.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been riding for decades. You know, the longer you've been on a bike, the more apt you are to have an accident.
I won't do it. That's just a risk. Like my dad goes on a four-wheeler trip every year to the Hatfield-McCoy area up in West Virginia through these trails. And there's towns up there. I mean, it's like hundreds of miles of trails where there's all these towns that are all ATV friendly, if you will, because I mean, they're so far out. And they go on these trails and up and down and, you know, climb rocks and do all their stuff. And I'm just like, nope, not going to do it. I mean, not going to do it. I have too much fun and I take a lot of risk, but I'm trying to minimize my risk. And all it takes, I don't want to Christopher Reeve myself, have a ATV fall back on me and then can't walk anymore.
Yeah, Sandy just brought up a couple of really good things. She said, maybe I'm misremembering, but talking about Ghislaine having a submariner's license, wasn't there a submarine guy a few years back that would take women down on his submarine and assault them? That's very true. It happened in France, I think. He had his own little mini submarine or whatever, and he got busted for trying to rape women on it. Actually, he got away with rape a couple times. It was not Epstein's submarine company. The website and the Ocean Venture or whatever the fuck it's called, I can't remember what it's called. That was Ghislaine. She started it all. She's the one that went and got the license and bought the submarine. I imagine Epstein footed the money for the sub or whatever, but everything was in her name. So
if I had a submarine, I could probably pick up some women too. That's a hell of a thing right there.
Yeah. With everything being in her name is what makes it kind of hinky that they closed everything down the day that he got arrested. So, I don't know. Just, with him having an island and, above the surface, anybody can see what's going on, man. You can have drones flying around and people flying overhead, high altitude with big cameras and blah, 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 blah.
Where'd all his money go?
If you're buzzing around on a submarine, I'm sure he has it in a trust wrapped up somewhere.
But he's dead.
No, he's not.
I mean, where did it all go? Why? Who's fighting for it?
Because he ain't got no kids or nothing, right? I imagine if there is anything,
I'm sure he does, but he doesn't know.
No, he eats children, dude. He doesn't fucking make.
Well,
them.
That's true. That's true.
I'm sure that if he does have any monetary worth that's available to be snatched up, it's probably frozen right now because of the lawsuits that are pending. And
they're trying to wipe those under the rug too.
No, that's not going to happen, man. There's over 70 women that have filed charges against his estate. I guess, against him and against his estate now that he's faked his death.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, shit, anybody can come forward now. I come forward now. I mean, anybody could. Who's going to dispute it?
Is there any way to look into who the beneficiaries of the trust that got the assets from the poor?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, that's something good for you internet sleuths to get a hold of, man. Hey, anybody from Anon listening? Look up his heirs. Look up the Epstein heirs. Oh. In an epic 6-2 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court has declared that Obama violated the Constitution.
With Obamacare or what?
I don't know what it was about. I don't know. My
Did
co-heart's
you,
going to tap on the article and give it a look-see.
I was going to say, speaking of the Constitution, like Beto, he's posting that he's going to take everybody's AR-15s when he's president.
Yeah, shit. He doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of making it to the primary either.
What do you think about Mark Sanford?
I am not keeping up with any of the motherfuckers.
Well, you know who that is, right?
Maybe if you give me a little insight.
There's two Republicans that are actually trying to get in a primary, if you will, and take on Donald Trump.
Yeah, one of them's Walsh, right? It's Walsh and this cat.
That's the guy from up at north in New England somewhere.
He's a fucking stupid ass. And the fact that he's got Joe Walsh's name just saddens me because Joe Walsh was an epic musician. And this guy's
announced the Sanford guy. I was like, isn't that the guy that ran off to Venezuela while he was on the Appalachian Trail? And Trump called it the Mississippi Trail, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But that's who's running against him, is the guy that left his post as governor. Said he was going on.
Yeah, because he was on a fucking
went with his girlfriend to Venezuela or Argentina.
But he was married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was. He was. That's the key word. He was.
Yeah. I remember that. He was
on last Sunday, it was this past Sunday. He was on there with Chris Wallace on Fox News. I watched him Sunday morning, and he was on there being interviewed.
Did Wallace ask anything about that?
Do what?
Did Wallace ask anything about that?
Absolutely. He brought it up. He was like, you really think you got a shot? I mean, it was like incredulous going, I mean, you really think you got a shot? He goes, you're known as the governor who, and then they played the clip of Trump, because
his wife had yeah,
exactly.
His wife had leukemia or something.
Yeah, exactly. She got battled cancer or something.
Yeah, she was,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and he was like, he pulled out a quote from some Democrat that talked about forgiveness about Bill Clinton after Bill Clinton did his thing, and that he's owed forgiveness. Everybody makes mistakes and everything else. So he quoted word for word some Democrat, that was willing to look the other way for somebody's misforgivings.
Oh, geez,
and I'm like, man, you ain't got a shot. You ain't got a shot. But then who would have thought Trump had a shot too? So.
Oh my God!
And that's
David
kind
Hitch
of what
is back.
He said. He was like, "Well, did you see what happened last time? You got everybody told Trump before he was running that you never get it."
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, this guy's got the fucking no chance. No chance.
I don't know. I think he'd get reelected though. I think he will.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you how stupid fucking people are, man.
Oh, it really is. Every time, I hear the Democrats bitch about it, like the people at work, I'm like, well, it's your fault. I mean, it's your fault. All you had to do was select Bernie. He'd be your president right now. That's all you'd have to do, man. It's your fault.
Bernie. That's funny.
I mean, he would have won. Because his name wasn't Hillary Clinton. That's the only reason Trump won.
Yeah, but he backed up so fucking quick, man, when she stole the primary from him.
But that's what I mean. It was.
And then he turned around and said, everybody vote for her.
The people's fault.
Because I got a couple $1 million and I'm going to buy a sports car. So everybody vote for Hillary. What's up, David?
What's happening, guys?
Oh, just talking about.
Naked Dave? Is that Naked Dave?
Naked Dave, yes. Naked Dave.
What's up, brother Dave?
What's going on?
How'd your show go last night?
I didn't have one this week. I was supposed to have one last night, but I had some computer issues, but I got it all fixed, so we're going to have one next week.
Oh, well, okay. What do you want to talk about, man? David wants to, Lance wants to hear something from you.
Have a Middle East update now, because I haven't got. The only way I hear it is following your Twitter feed.
Let me talk about something else real fast.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about this vaping shit going on.
Oh my God, yeah.
Now, I've been vaping since 2011, 8 years. I'd smoked cigarettes 23 years before that. And it got me off of cigarettes. And I'll tell you that. Yeah, is this the safest thing to do to yourself? No, nothing you put in your lungs really is, except maybe air, and that's even tainted these days. But the deal is this. This is a propaganda push from D.C., from all your news stations. They're working on this together because I tell you what, someone from Big Tobacco got a hold of Trump and the FDA and said, listen, this vaping industry's blowing up fast and it's taking our business.
Because they're not paying taxes on it like tobacco is.
Exactly. Plus these things aren't regulated in the FDA and the government's not making money off these things. And so they want to regulate them. But the deal is this, is that Melania, Trump's little precious wife, wanted to be behind something, wanted to have her face in front of something, like Laura Bush did and Michelle Obama. This was her baby. Trump got this for her, and they propagandized the shit out of this. And then said, listen, all these people are dying. 6 people have died from vaping. Most of them were from THC, from tainted THC they bought off the black market. This has nothing to do with killing people. I mean, maybe if someone has some underlying conditions, yeah, maybe it put them in the hospital. But other than that, this is the worst smear on the vaping industry, on any industry that I've ever seen. It's horrible, man. Like I said, I've been using these for 8 years. I breathe 110% better than when I was smoking cigarettes. And for them to come out and say, oh, we're going to pull all the fruity flavored, liquid out there and just leave you with tobacco is horse shit. This is going to bring back some regular smokers that got off of cigarettes finally, and this is going to turn them back towards cigarettes again. And it's going to start making and Philip Morris some more cash.
How do you think it's going to turn them back towards cigarettes? They don't make fruit-flavored cigarettes.
No, but the deal is they're going to go back to smoking cigarettes.
Because it's still got the nicotine in it.
The reason that they've...
Just not any of the tar and stuff.
Nicotine-flavored vape juice by itself sucks. I started out with that, and it was horrible.
The reason that they're taking the fruit flavors off the market, and they've been doing this for a while, it's because Juul was marketing all their shit to kids. So
yeah, and of course Juul comes out and stands behind Trump and them. Oh yeah, we need to get these up because other vapes started taking some of Juul's business. It's ridiculous, man. This is the biggest hit piece I've seen in my life. And I'm not just saying this is some of the vapes. I'm saying this because it's just common sense. Yeah, you compare how many people die in car wrecks or from cirrhosis of the liver or cancer from something else or mass shootings or fucking regular shootings. Compared to 6 people that vape, and that's a fucking countrywide epidemic? Really?
Break 19 really quick. Just let me jump in here real quick. I just dropped a link in chat, and that is the article that my live studio audience was talking about where Obama violated the Constitution. And there are several things that he violated the Constitution by doing. So they're all listed in there. It goes into the Libya thing and Chrysler bailout and Obamacare and yada, yada, yada. John Roberts.
Well, I vape every day too, Dave, but I do the THC vape.
Well,
that's not the same. That's not the same.
No. Still vaping.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess.
For one thing, kids aren't supposed to be vaping until they're at least 18. They're considered tobacco products.
They raised it to 21 here a couple months ago.
And so these kids are getting them illegally in the first place, and they're having someone do just like buying liquor for somebody, pay some adult to go into a vape store and fucking buy them for them. This is no different. They tried to regulate alcohol, and look how that turned out. Prohibition was real good, And
well, you can buy a vape online, though, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah. But in
the box that you're 18, because if you got a credit card, you're 18 or older.
In big ass juice bottles. Yeah, you can buy those big ass juice bottles.
It's just prohibition all over again. And it's like I said, where does it stop? They want to take this, they want to take that. What I do to my body is no one else's business. If I'm not hurting anybody, whatever.
I gotta say one thing: know what you're putting in your body. That's all there is to. Just know what you're putting in your body. Don't buy, buy organic shit. Don't buy any of the crap. If it's got formaldehyde in it, if it's got any kind of glycol, ethylene glycol, just don't, man. Just don't. That shit's not good for you. Know what you're putting in your body.
That's exactly it,
And then consume responsibly as an adult.
They can sit there and say, "Oh, it's the kids, it's the kids." I don't buy that. Like I said, there's probably more kids that die in car wrecks every fucking day in this country than from vaping.
Texting and driving. Fuck, they kill themselves walking down the fucking street and texting because they're not paying attention to where they're fucking walking. Walk out in front of a bus or into a fucking intersection and get hit by a car. Whatever.
Well,
kids are stupid, man.
I tell people, just look at stats. You want to compare how many people have died from vaping compared to car wrecks and alcoholism,
cigarettes,
and smoking crack and regular cigarettes. And
I guarantee you that these cats that are dying from this vaping shit are the ones that's got a goddamn battery this big and a vape juice jug on the end of it that's, just huge, and they're doing the fucking blowing the circles and the huge clouds. Those are the motherfuckers that are killing themselves.
Yeah. And see, I just use a basic little pen. You really don't get much out of these. And like I said, I've used it for 8 years.
It still depends on what you're putting in your
I've
body.
never tried one. Because even from day one, I wasn't convinced it'd be a safer alternative than cigarettes. And, that's why they're getting sued or having to remove their advertising, is because they advertise it as safer than a cigarette, and that's why they're in trouble.
Yep. There's various reasons, but it's not for the reasons they want you to believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just ridiculous, man.
Here's a little meme that I was just handed by my in-house studio audience. THC oil cartridges. They're talking about the little ones that they sell on Amazon and shit. Very popular among teens as it gets you extremely stoned and the smell dissipates faster than smoke. Kids are retarded and buy cheap cartridges from Chinese Instagram accounts that ship directly to your house because they don't know how to use the darknet. Kids start getting sick by vaping low-quality THC cartridges with dangerous ingredients. Big Tobacco uses this as an opportunity to demonize all vapes, including nicotine vapes. Boomers eat it up without question. Trump is set to ban vaping-flavored nicotine juices. Cigarettes are still okay, though. Boomers are stupid.
Yep. They are. I get mine from Colorado.
Yeah. I reiterate what I said earlier. Know what you're putting in your body. I don't give a fuck what you put in your body. Know what you're putting in your body.
Well, you can't. You don't even know what's in the good vape stuff, really. You don't know what's in it.
Reputable companies, man. You just got to do your due diligence.
Again, you still don't know what's in it.
All right.
None of it's good for you.
Fuck off, Debbie Downer.
Know what you put. I'm smoking American Spirit cigarettes. They're all organic and everything else, but I still don't know what I'm putting in my body.
You sound like
I think when you smoke cigarettes or vapes or whatever, it depends what your body's made of. My grandfather smoked from the age of 11 to the age of 88 before he died, and he didn't die of cancer; he died of something else. Mm-hmm. So I think smoking, and I'm not condoning smoking cigarettes or vapes. I'm just simply saying that your body, your DNA has a lot to do how it reacts.
Look at George Burns, man.
We can all agree on that.
And I live on the corner of a main street. If you get out in my backyard and look up in the air, you'll see a blue streak going for miles past my house, especially 5 o'clock. That's been proven that people live on corner of main streets come down with brain cancer.
Carcinogens in the exhaust.
All that carbon monoxide.
Yep, carcinogens in the exhaust fumes.
I mean, it's just blue. 5 o'clock traffic, and in the morning, running along the side of my garage, it's just a blue streak all the way down.
That's why I'm back in the Green New Deal.
You know, you shouldn't put up with that, dude. You got to go to the mayor's office and protest about having everybody in town drive electric so that you wouldn't die from brain cancer.
I'm the one that chose to live here. That's what they'd say. You know, but I was stupid when I first moved here. It was my first house, so I didn't even think about that until you're already here.
No, you was like, Piggly Wiggly's 5 blocks that way. The liquor store's 3 blocks that way. I'm set.
Oh, that's it. I got a gas station across the street. I got a fucking... If I drank, I don't drink. I haven't drank in years, and so there's bars right down the street from me too. The VFW, then this other bar, and then there's another big gas station. And
you should just go hang out at the VFW. You ain't even got to drink, man. They're just fun. You know, those old cats they're fun to hang out with, man.
We got a brand new VFW, all modern.
10, 15 years, there won't be any of those left.
That's for sure.
I mean, 15 years, there won't be a American Legion, any of those things left. Which is not a bad thing, because I can remember going to the American Legion when I was a kid in the 70s, and it was just a bunch of old World War II and Korean veterans sitting around getting hammered off of $1 Pabst Blue Ribbons. Mm-hmm. And that's all they did was sit there and drink till they died. Yep. So, I mean, that's all the Legion was a place to go drink cheap beer.
Yep. And darts.
And darts. And pool. They had darts and pool and bingo one night a week.
Yep.
And, you know, I mean, I started going to them when I was single-digit ages in the 70s and stopped in there in the 90s, you know, before my grandparents died, and stopped in the Legion, 30 years later? It's the same damn thing.
When you was walking in there as a kid, looking around, you were looking at the people that built that town that you lived in.
Well, that's true.
Yep. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Are you playing quarters over there or something? What?
No, I poked my joints in with a nail so I can get my pull hole, and I dropped it. I dropped the nail. I just got done putting the twist on one.
Damn. Back to smoking joints, huh? Gave up on the glass?
Oh, I know. I do that too.
Yeah.
I'm an equal opportunist.
Yeah, joints are easy to pass.
That's it.
I can't do those because I don't like getting the shit down my throat. So
don't pull that hard, man. You don't got it. It's not like you're sucking a dick, dude. You're sucking on a joint. Just chill.
It doesn't matter how hard; it always ends up coming through. So I never have that problem with a joint or a glass bowl. So I stick with that. And the vape pen.
Yeah, I like my vape.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I love it. I mean, I went to Florida for 4 days, took it right on the airplane, put it in the thing that goes through the X-ray machine, just laid it in there, and I mean, just went right on through.
Yeah, they think it's a nicotine pen.
And that was the first time that I have this T-shirt that says "A day without weed is like." Who am I kidding? I don't know. I mean, because that's what it said. Who am I kidding? I don't know. Because I do a couple times a day. So, but I went down to Florida. I wasn't gonna take it with me on the plane. So for 4 days straight, I had nothing but that vape pen. And I tell you what, I like it. Walking around SeaWorld and Universal Studios, hitting on that thing all day long.
If you buy quality oil, that with a joint. If you buy quality oil, you're gonna get fucked up.
Oh yeah, I mean, I stayed buzzed the whole entire 4 days down there without smoking a joint.
Yep.
But I mean, that's the cool thing about it. Man, I'm walking around SeaWorld hitting it. I couldn't do that with a joint.
Fuck no.
Or a one hitter.
Well, I've done it with a one hitter. I've walked around amusement parks with a one hitter.
But I mean, you
just got to hold the hit.
Be there. You're still running the risk of.
Oh yeah, somebody walking by and going, "I know what that is."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But hey, fuck it. I was like, I don't give a shit. I just held the hit really long, so that not a whole lot of smoke came out. And when I did blow it out, I was blowing it off into the trees and shit.
But with the vape pen, I mean, people don't even give you a second glance because they're thinking, "Oh, it's a Juul."
Or everybody's got one too. I mean, every fucking
exactly.
They're walking down the road, looking at their phone, smoking on their vape.
Of course, most of them don't have the little screw-in cartridges. They go in the tile like mine. They have that other liquid stuff. But.
True.
So if you know what you're looking at, you know what you're looking at.
And in the medical store here, I looked at one. They wanted like $68 for the pen and the cartridge.
Well, that's a good price. I mean,
that's not bad.
I pay $40 for a cart, and a pen itself is about $30.
No, pens are 10.
Well, the cheap ones, the ones that break, the one that I got is $30.
These little bad boys right here,
little twist voltage at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it is awesome.
This is push button, man. It's called a stick.
It's got a push button on it.
Yeah, it's called a stick. It's nice and skinny. Are you even looking at the screen? Oh, you can't see me, can you?
But I got one just like it. I mean, a small, skinny one.
Yep.
I got a mini one, a real mini one that's just about the size of a cartridge, which is real small. It fits in my pocket. But now the bigger one that I have that was $30. If this ever breaks, I'll go get another one of those because it's lasted at least a full year now.
These little sticks are $10, man. They last for a long time. They're good.
Yeah. And you push the button 3 times, change the voltage on them.
Yep.
Do you get as high on them as smoking a joint?
Just as high.
I've never tried one before. I've been tempted.
Oh, you should. Oh, dude, you should. Because it's like smoking a joint, but there is no harshness.
Vapor. Yeah, and it goes right away.
Awesome.
And you can get Tutti Frutti. You can get orange sherbet. You can get all kinds of
everything.
Flavors.
I mean, I got the, ice cream cone, the wedding cake.
Or you can get just regular
berry.
Yeah, you can just get regular weed flavor too. Like Kush
or I got the AK-47. I mean, it's regular weed flavor ones too. Yep. It's awesome.
What the fuck was that?
Hey baby.
She bringing you her squeaky toy.
Yeah, my baby. She wants some attention.
She says, "You've been talking to your phone long enough, Dad."
Exactly. She wants some attention. Nope, you can't do that now.
Now, whenever I go to the medical store, I just buy regular weed. I smoke some tonight. I'm pretty fucking high, man.
Hell yeah.
The CDC. This is from
oil everywhere now too.
This is from
everywhere.
This is from USA Today. Listen to this shit, man. This is from USA Today, so take it with a grain of salt, everybody. A huge grain of salt. The CDC reports, and the CDC's pretty fucking in the pocket too. 153 possible cases of vaping-related illness, many involving THC. Juul dominated the e-cigarette industry, prompting the FDA to call teen vaping an epidemic. What does vaping do to your body? Like to vape, dabbing and dabbing. Be careful. The number of vaping-related illnesses among teens and young adults is on the rise. The CDC announced this week that 153 possible cases of severe lung illness linked to vaping were reported across 16 states in the past 2 months. Many cases involved the use of products containing tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, the psychoactive chemical found in cannabis. The cases were reported in California, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, North Carolina, New Jersey, New Mexico, and New York, Pennsylvania, Texas, Utah, and Wisconsin.
So you're saying they tainted a batch on purpose to get those results?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing too.
Right.
That's what I'm guessing too. Of course, I agree with that one meme that I just read a minute ago too. If you're stupid enough to buy some shit off some Twitter account, then you get what you pay for, brother. You get what you pay for. Let's see. Similar cases have also been reported in 3 additional states, Ohio, Virginia, and Tennessee, according to NBC News. Wisconsin has seen at least 15 cases, including vaping-related lung illness among older people. What you mean older? People reported breathing difficulty, shortness of breath, and or chest pain. So do people suffering from heart attacks. Jesus Christ, man. Before hospitalization, the CDC said some reported gastrointestinal illness, including vomiting and diarrhea, as well as fatigue. See, they're getting poisoned by something in their fucking vape.
That's what it sounds like to me, man.
So, yeah, I'm not going to read that
That's
anymore.
exactly what it sounds like.
You know, and so they're just taking that, you know, they're just taking it all completely out on the vaping industry, you know, for those little kids, whatever, you know.
Well, that's why Walmart
I
stopped
was
selling
talking about
bullets.
that.
Stop that too.
Glycerin.
Trump must not be making any money with the vaping industry, so he's pissed off.
Oh, I know, but that's what I'm saying. There's a chemical in these vapes that they're doing tests on. These vapes that are making people sick, and they have a substance that is only one molecule away from ethylene glycol, which is the shit you put in your fucking radiator.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I was warned about that when the vapes first came out. They were talking about that shit being in there.
Same shit that's in meth.
Well, there's all kinds of shit in meth, dude.
That's just one ingredient in that.
They make that shit in a bathtub. Fuck that, man. I saw a map today of reported meth labs and dump sites and arrests and blah, 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 blah. Missouri has the highest of any state in the union. And the next to that is Illinois. So, yeah. Arkansas, it's pretty bad around here where I'm at. Meth is really bad around here where I'm at. But we actually haven't had that many incidents statewide. It's terrible around here, you're right. It's terrible around here. And for anybody, if there's anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I'm sure there's nobody watching right now, but maybe later if somebody catches this online and they're watching, if you're doing meth, just let me, everybody around you knows, man. No matter how secret you think you're keeping it, no matter, everybody around you knows. So stop. Just stop.
Fucking turns them into zombies.
It's like that great meme that I saw, and it has the before and after meth, and it's a real pretty girl, and then a meth ad.
Yeah.
And before and after heroin, it's a real pretty girl, and then a meth ad. And then it's before and after weed, and it's a guy frowning, and then after weed is a guy smiling.
Yep.
and then they show
Before
NBC,
CNN
CBS,
and after CNN.
then it's a chicken or
sheep.
It's sheep at that point. Just love it because it's so true.
There was a really good video many years ago that got dropped on Facebook, I think. And it was just a video of mugshots of one woman. They started picking her up.
Oh, I remember that.
When she was in her teens, in her late teens, like 18 or 19 was the first time she got arrested, and she was fucking gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
But I think it was heroin that she was addicted to. I think that was what the drug was heroin. But they just progressively, they put all the mugshots up of her arrest up until, I guess, she died. And in a span of like 4 years or 5 years or just a short amount of time.
Same person.
Yeah. It looked like she had aged 50 years.
Yep.
And it was just horrible, man. Horrible.
It was sad. You got to feel for her parents,
Oh, yeah. Watch your kid waste away like that. All right, David. Take off on these headlines, man. We only got like 45 minutes left. I know we're going to fill it up talking about stuff. So,
all right, here.
He wants to hear about Middle East shit. That's a request from Lance.
Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel flew to Sochi, Russia today to meet with President Putin of Russia.
Yeah, because he's trying to stay relevant. Why isn't he in fucking prison? Why isn't him and his wife in fucking prison? They embezzled the money. They had the fucking evidence. Why aren't they in prison? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right about that. I've said the same thing. But I guess clout carries pretty far there. So.
Oh. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with my rant.
But anyway, Netanyahu met with Putin, and basically, he's getting Putin's blessing to just wipe out Iran and Syria. And Putin gave his green light tonight and said, just don't hit my bases, don't hit my soldiers, and I don't care what you do. And so Netanyahu's got the green light now. Some people are thinking this weekend it's going to go down. Plus, they're going to war with Hamas at the same time. Basically, they want to take out every branch of that has to do with Iran in one fatal swoop here. And so it's going to be interesting.
Wait. Are you saying that Vladimir Putin gave Benjamin Netanyahu the go-ahead to bomb the country of Iran?
No, Syria.
Oh, okay. They can bomb Iranian soldiers in Syria.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not what I heard.
Because he knows that Putin's over there right now, and Putin just simply told him, here's, don't hit these bases, these soldiers, do what you want over here. You want to get Iran out, get Iran out. You want to get Hezbollah out, get them out. Just
shit ain't going to get them anywhere, man.
Don't hit any of my guys. And it was reported all over the news tonight. And so Netanyahu, some of the headlines are just, let me find a couple here like this.
You had me scared, man. I thought that Netanyahu had the green light to bomb Iran. I was going to be like, that's going to start World War III, dude.
But that'll happen if Iran retaliates. I'll get to that. But
Iran already said they'd retaliate, didn't they?
Yeah. And this is what's happening. But anyway, the president of Israel came out, not Netanyahu, but the president. Rivlin came out tonight. He warned Lebanon.
The other guy that's under corruption charges.
And for Lebanon, Iranian Hezbollah face war neither side wants. And of course, Hezbollah runs Lebanon. Hezbollah runs the deepest parts of the Lebanese government. Hezbollah basically runs the whole country.
They're a recognized government, aren't they?
They've got some high level seats in the Lebanese government.
Yeah, and in Palestine.
Yep. Hezbollah originated back in the 80s when they blew up the Beirut barracks bombing and killed a whole bunch of our Marines.
Yep.
And that's when Hezbollah came on the scene.
Scud missiles.
But anyway, it says Israel won't put up with Iran. Netanyahu tells Putin. Meeting Putin after a 3-hour wait. Putin made Netanyahu wait 3 hours before he met with him because Putin was at some ceremony for something. But meeting with Putin after 3-hour wait, Netanyahu vows to stop Iran's attacks on Israel. Israel must have freedom to act against Iran, Netanyahu tells Putin. And, it came out today also that there were Israeli spying devices around the White House. And that they found, and that the intelligence agencies came out today. All of our intelligence agencies said they got the boxes. It says Israel's been spying the last couple of years. Trump came out today and said, I don't believe a word of it. And they're like, well, we got the spying devices, Mr. President. We got all the evidence you need. Trump's like, I don't want to have any of it. Netanyahu's my friend. Israel wouldn't spy on America. And of course, Netanyahu came out and denied it. Ben and Melissa, no, we haven't been spying on you, Trump. We're buddies. We don't spy on America. And our intelligence agencies swear up and down they've got all the evidence to show it. But yet Trump says, I don't believe one bit of it. Don't even show me. So, I don't know what people think about that. It's pretty interesting. Trump is deep into Israel's pocket. It is what it is. But of course, America's been deep in Israel's pocket before Trump. So basically, Netanyahu's got the green light. When this is going to go down is anybody's guess. The Israeli elections are in 1 week. Second time within a year they're having these elections because first time that Bibi got elected, he couldn't form a cabinet. So automatically you got to have another election. So they're having it here, I think on the 16th, I believe, or the 18th, one of them. But it shows right now in the polls and Netanyahu's going to lose. And so this is a dangerous man now, especially if he knows he's going to lose this election to get this going with
How much you want to bet he doesn't lose, though?
You know,
I don't know, dude. The guy is just, he's a piece of shit. And the people in that country know he's a piece of shit. Him and his wife
were. They control all the voting anyway.
Yeah, but him and his wife were embezzling money from the fucking, from all kinds of motherfuckers over there, dude.
That's what's hurting them right now. Yeah. But Putin came out at this meeting with Netanyahu and says,
because he's trying to stay relevant,
and said, I want you to win, Netanyahu. You're the one that I want to go with. He said Putin said he wouldn't trust anyone else except Netanyahu.
You got to remember Putin's KGB too.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, this is what came out tonight, and Putin's like, I'm on your side, dude, and I hope you win the election.
Aren't they all on the same side, though? I mean, when he says he's on his side, I mean, they're all on the same side.
Only during certain gatherings when they're wearing the same colored robe.
But this is what Netanyahu's been waiting for. Of course, Trump's already gave Netanyahu his blessing. That's a given. But he had to meet with Putin to get this green lighted. And all stories that have been out tonight, Putin didn't have a problem with this. And so when this goes down, Iran's going to retaliate, and it's going to set the region just a fucking blaze. And then, of course, if Israel gets hit hard enough, America already came out and said, Pompeo came out last week and said, Pence came out last week and said, in any war with Iran, we fully back Israel, and that in the beginning stages we will resupply Israel with whatever they need, and then if it gets bad enough, we'll be fully involved with it. And this is what's going to happen. We're going to get fully involved with it. This I've been saying this is Trump's back door in. That way Trump can say, my hands are clean. I'm just coming to the aid of my ally. We didn't start shit. And this is Trump's game plan. Firing Bolton didn't do a goddamn thing. You know, this is all a fucking stage. These are actors, man. And people can believe what you want. I've been saying that for a decade. You know, I'm not a never Trumper. I don't like the guy, but I just the truth. Trump kept a campaign promise of not starting any wars. He didn't make a campaign promise of not coming to our allies' aid. And so this will all be on Israel, and Israel's willing to take it. Netanyahu's willing to have blood on his hands. He's willing to take the parting shots for Trump as long as we jump in behind him.
This country will be fully vested in a war somewhere, somehow, no matter who's in office, dude. It doesn't matter who's in the fucking office. Democrat, exactly. Republican, purple people eater, it doesn't fucking matter. Exactly. You know, this is no shot at Trump at all, but he's reading the script like all presidents do. He's playing a part. He's been bought and paid for a long time. He is an outsider. I'll give him that. He made it in without being tapped by the fucking higher-ups. I'm pretty sure about that. Because he shocked the fucking country when he got in there. But, yeah. Once he had that meeting with Kissinger, I think he was in there within the first 7 days of Trump taking office. Yep. Once he had that meeting with Kissinger, everybody knew what was game. Well, he's been best friends with Kissinger for over 20 years. Yeah, but Kissinger wasn't telling him what to do then. No. He did that day. They said since Trump's been in the Oval Office, he's met with Kissinger at least 6 different times. Mm-hmm. And it ain't sitting there talking about, whatever. They're talking about world issues. And so that's what's going to go into that. But then let's flip here. I want to flip here to the other side of the world here, to Venezuela. Venezuela kind of died down for a while, but now it's heating back up big time. Venezuela or Colombia is accusing Venezuela of having mercenaries and drug gangs coming over into Colombia and causing hell. And so Colombia basically
said this isn't going to happen. We'll go to war with you if you don't stop this shit.
Yeah.
You know, if we're talking about the FARC and the ELE, these groups from the 70s and 80s that are still around.
Yeah, they're kind of like North Korea.
Yep. You know?
They just
and so,
pull them out.
but anyway, Venezuela went into a war drill starting today. They brought in 150,000 troops, and they put them on the Colombian border and said these drills are going to be indefinite. Colombia automatically got a hold of America and said, "Listen, shit needs to be done here." So yesterday, Colombia, the United States, and 9 other countries invoked the Inter-American Treaty of Reciprocal Assistance, TIAR.
Yeah, they gotta have an acronym or something.
de Janeiro in 1947, which commits the countries of the Western Hemisphere to respond to military aggression against any one of them. The move came after Nicolas Maduro said he would deploy 150,000 troops to the border with Colombia. Invoking TIAR is an extreme measure in the region and an unmistakable sign that armed conflict is now a real possibility. So basically, we've got a coalition now of 8 other countries with us from a treaty. And it's the all for one for all thing, like NATO. It's basically Latin America's version of NATO. And we enacted that yesterday because of Maduro moving these troops to Colombia, or right on the border between Colombia and Venezuela. And Maduro came out today and says, "I've got exact information that the president of Colombia, Duque, is going to have me assassinated."
El Duque.
And they're saying that Maduro saying that Duque was going to have him assassinated. And so you've got
Maduro's
the UN General
off the
Assembly
hook,
coming up
man.
here in a couple weeks.
Maduro's kind of
Maduro
off the
announced
hook.
today that he's not going because of this tension with Colombia, that he's needed in his country, so he's sending his vice president there instead. But
So he can get shot.
this came out too with it. It says tensions between Venezuela and Colombia show no sign of abating. Tensions between Venezuela and Colombia mounted further on Thursday after leftist incumbent Nicolas Maduro accused Colombian President Ivan Duque of plotting to have him assassinated. And so
The guy's name is Ivan?
Yep.
Ivan Duque. Well, that just doesn't sound right. He sounds like a scumbag that might
So
kill
we're
somebody.
looking at wars on both sides of the world here. One that Israel's fixing to kick off, and the one that America and Colombia is fixing to kick off. And they're going to come up with something. If Maduro doesn't throw a punch, they're going to pull a false flag over there to get all 9 of these countries going over there. Now, Russia and China fully back Maduro, so this is going to get interesting over there with that. If we do go in there, what's Russia and China's stance going to be? So there's some hot shit kicking off on both sides of the world right now.
You know that Israel's going to fuck up and hit some Russian soldiers, and I think that's maybe what Putin's counting on. That they slip.
Maybe, I don't.
We gave
Him and Bibi
you
are
one
good
job,
friends.
motherfucker.
Him and Bibi are actually good friends. And they've met each other 18 times in the past year.
Yeah. Good friends.
And then they're all together. Then they're all actors. We're just the audience,
Right.
and our soldiers are the ones that pay the price. And
Yep.
and so those are your 2 biggest events going down right now, man. And it's definitely worth watching. And
the biggest commonality between Venezuela and Brazil is that they're both major oil-producing countries
Yep.
that are so corrupt that they are broke as a joke. And the U.S. is involved with both of them.
Yep. And something else is big that's happening over in Europe that came out tonight. Police across the whole country of France are all going on strike.
Wow.
All the police, not just of certain sections. You're looking at right now, it's going to be an illegal strike, and it could extend the whole of France, they're saying.
Wow.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, aren't they having like major trouble with people getting stabbed and shit all over that country?
That and yellow jacket protest or yellow vest protest.
Yeah, and Islamic jihadists running around fucking with people, and yeah.
You know, this came out not for some French
I can't
guys.
say Islamic jihadists. Middle Eastern immigrants. Let's put it that way.
This came out for some French guys I follow on Twitter, big news guys over there, and they're talking about this. And they're saying that the police is giving an ultimatum. This ultimatum the police is giving is an unprecedented escalation in France. He said, I don't even have the words to describe. This is a clear threat to the French state. This is almost mutiny.
Wow.
It says, basically, if their demands are not met, the strike will extend nationally to the whole of France.
So where are they starting the strike at? Paris?
Yep.
And what are their demands again?
Yeah.
Let me see if they say here.
That's interesting.
Suicides. French police are all killing themselves. They said suicides, working conditions.
How the fuck is the government supposed to stop somebody from killing themselves?
It says police.
They suicided with a nail gun.
Is it working conditions that they're killing themselves
Yeah,
over? Or?
working conditions over working conditions. and stuff.
Oh. Well, I mean, you can only eat so many croutons and shit in a day.
It says, according to information, the police unions call for a national march on October 2nd. It's called the Anger March, which will bring together all the representatives, trade union organizations. It says the police intend to sensitize the public authorities on their working conditions, as well as the many suicides that hit the headlines. Other topics on the agenda include the defense of their pension system and the demand for a dissuasive criminal response. So that's what they're bitching about.
Can you see I'm on the radio?
So that's going to be interesting, man. Crime's going to just go rampant if all the police go on. They're going to have to bring in the damn military and call martial law. The whole country.
There's a state of emergency in the whole country of France. Since the protest started, they enacted that.
Yep.
They've had to use their emergency powers 574 times to stop protests about labor law reforms. This is about the yellow vests. Yeah, this is all against Macron. The yellow vests, I think they're in like the 60th week of those protests.
Man.
They've been going on for a hot minute, man.
What, big girl? I'm on the radio. I'll be done in a little bit.
Had to pet my dog. Excuse me. Go ahead. Go on with your bad self. What else you got over there in your stack of stuff?
What else I got here?
Tell her I'm busy.
Israeli Defense Forces go on high alert of expected tense weekend in the south. This is the IDF raised its alert level today, expecting a tense weekend south of the country near the Gaza Strip border. This is the IDF cited concerns factions in the Gaza Strip like the Islamic Jihad might try to exploit the tense situation in Israel as it heads to elections and fire rockets in the south of the country.
Aren't they getting ready to grab another huge piece of land over there?
Yeah, if Netanyahu wins, he's going to annex the whole West Bank.
Yeah. I'm sure that's going to go over like a fart in church.
Oh, that's a poke in the nuts right there in itself.
They don't make any bones about their goal being to eliminate all of the Palestinian people.
It sure seems that way.
That's been their goal since the 60s. So, okay, what else? I get so tired of hearing about that, man. I've been hearing about that bullshit since I was a kid. I remember listening to those discussions about the West Bank and the Gaza Strip sitting around the dinner table with my parents.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Israel goes to war with Iran, that whole side of the world's going to change. Going to be a bunch of smoking spots for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Death to America billboards are popping up in Baghdad. Said it's a message from Iran. It says billboards with the slogans "Death to America, Death to Israel" have appeared in the Iraqi capital of Baghdad in recent days. There are at least 5 of the large signs in central Baghdad, some less than a mile from the U.S. Embassy, the Iraqi presidential palace, and the national government's headquarters. So the signs appear to be part of a campaign by Iran carried out through proxy groups that directly threaten U.S. troops in Iraq to demonstrate its strength and reach in the region as tensions between Washington and Tehran threaten to explode into conflict. And it said the billboards erected in the streets of Baghdad are evidence of the government's inability to control pro-Iranian groups who want to drag Iraq into an international conflict that endangers the country's future on behalf of Iran. You know, that's what a lot of people don't see, too. If Israel goes to war, Israel's not going to stop with Syria. Israel's going to take out these Iranian groups in Iraq and Syria. This is going to draw in Hezbollah. This is going to draw in Iran. This is going to draw in Hamas. This is going to draw in Islamic Jihad. This is going to draw everybody.
How long have we been talking about this bullshit?
Well, you know, this is going to drag in everybody. And it's, well, it, you know, it's talking, but you know, it's. I think the wheels are in motion, man. With Trump, Trump's the most pro-Israeli president we've ever had.
I don't know. Reagan was pretty pro-Israel.
Not as bad as Trump. Trump is the most pro-Israeli president we've ever had.
Yeah. I'm just, you know.
Oh, he's so pro-Israeli. He let his daughter marry a Jew.
Oh yeah.
And she converted over.
No. Is Melania Russian?
She's Slovenian.
Slovenia?
Yeah.
Isn't that like right on the border of Russia?
It's over there somewhere.
I'm just saying. That's they're all puppets.
And
right?
his first wife was, or Ivanka was foreign too.
Yeah. I think she was Mediterranean or something, though. I don't know. Ivanka. That sounds Russian, too. I wonder what her maiden name was.
Ivanka?
Yeah. What's Ivanka's maiden name?
That's his daughter, isn't it? Ivana was his wife.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Ivana.
I don't know what her maiden name was.
Ivana Humpalot was a Russian spy in the movie which one was that? Which one was Ivana Humpalot in? That was the second Austin Powers. Yeah, I think that was so. The second Austin Powers.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right. She was a Russian spy.
And Donald Trump tweeted this today, right from his Twitter. It says, in fact, my views on Venezuela and especially Cuba were far stronger than those of John Bolton. He was holding me back. Exclamation point.
I'm the war hawk, not John Bolton. It was me. I'm the one that wants war.
Yeah, exactly. This is what Trump is saying.
Man. He's just not bright. He's just
MAGA, people, MAGA. This is how we're going to MAGA, by starting a world war.
Hey, man, it didn't matter who was in office. If Clinton got into office, we'd been in this war already.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, you get some of these. I see them all on Twitter. You know, I've got over 13,000 followers on Twitter now, and I've got all kinds that follow me. Pro-Trumpers, anti-Trumpers. I see it all. But some of these pro-Trumpers, man, oh, Trump would never do that. Trump would never drag us into a war like that. He told, you know, he ran on the campaign of not intervening anymore.
He'll never sign a red flag law.
Exactly.
He loves guns.
Exactly. There's still some brainwashed zombies out there that believe everything this dude's doing.
It's because it doesn't matter. It's not the dude's doing. It's the other dude's telling the dude what to do.
Yeah, but you can't tell some of these people that.
I know.
Trump told me he wasn't going to start new wars, and I believe him.
Okay, I was just making sure. There were so many dudes. I just figured I might have fucked that up.
Dude, I've been doing this since 2000. I know what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. We all do, dude. We've been talking about it. See, you're a dude too. That's too many dudes. I gotta stop saying dude.
But this for some of these people that just believe everything that just comes out of the president's mouth. They don't look beyond him in their shallow mind
because they think
that where it stops.
Yeah, because they think that their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is standing behind the motherfucker with his hands on his shoulders, telling him how to sign this, don't sign that, call that dude fake news. Blah. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
And I get into it with these people on Twitter every single day. Oh, Trump said we're not going to be policemen of the world anymore. Trump said he's not going to get us into any wars. Trump doesn't know anything about Henry Kissinger. Trump this, Trump that. It's like, really?
Pitch that out and see how far.
You're just a never Trumper, Dave. That's why you're telling me this stuff, because you don't like the guy. That's why you're just feeding me full of shit because Trump's God. I hear it every fucking day on Twitter, every day from at least 2 or 3 people a day.
Slovenia is over there just north of Italy, so it's quite a ways from Moscow.
Just I don't understand people can be that asleep.
Yeah. But then again, go into a fast food restaurant and look at the people working behind the counter.
Oh, yeah.
Look at I would guarantee you, if you live anywhere near a major metropolitan area, even if it's a kind of metropolitan area, look at the shit that's coming out of the school system. Don't get me started, man. The whole Common Core thing. It doesn't matter what happens, dude. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter how many protests go on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This country has been doomed for at least 10 years already. There's nothing we can do about it. It's going to happen. We're going to fail. It's just a matter of time. And I'm pretty sure that everybody listening to my voice is going to have to ride this fucking train, because it's going to happen in our lifetime. I know I've been saying it for a long time. Economy's going to crash. Everything's going to go to shit. We're halfway down the fucking P-trap already. Blah, 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 blah. Just look at the headlines, man. Look at what they're pushing on people. They actually have scientists in this country that are promoting cannibalism. God help us. I'm sorry. That's
but
weird.
not if they're a zombie, because then you become a zombie too.
Some breaking news here just came out.
Whee!
It says Harvard says they received $9 million from Jeffrey Epstein from the Boston Globe.
No way. His tentacles are going to reach everywhere. Everywhere.
That's a lot of money.
Dude, even if his fake death continues to perpetrate itself into oblivion, the fact that they have the flight logs of his plane and know who came and went off of that island is not going to go away. I do not think that anyone that knows about Epstein will let that go away. They want to know who's who and who did what to who. They're going to regret finding out once they find out, because I'm pretty sure it's going to crush a lot of motherfuckers. But, yep. This is one that I can't wait to see wrap up. The Epstein thing, I'm eager for that. I might actually resubscribe to cable TV so that I don't miss a moment.
Yep.
Speaking of wrapping up, the Democratic debate just wrapped up. So make sure to tune in to CNN for a honest analysis of what happened.
Ivana Marie Trump is a Czech-American businesswoman and former model who was the first wife of Donald J. Trump. Thank you, Sandy. She's Czechoslovakian. He likes them fern women.
Mm-hmm. Well, he'd date his daughter if she wasn't his daughter.
Yeah, he said that before, too. That's kind of extra creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. And it was on national television, wasn't it, for a major TV network interview?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Had her sitting on his lap.
So was I'll grab her by her pussy, but you know.
No, that was on a bus. That wasn't on major
Hollywood
TV.
access, but.
Well, that was on a bus though, and that was recorded by somebody that I don't think he knew he was being recorded.
Well, that's true.
So, yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. He grabbed her by the pussy and got what he wanted, and that was that. The things women do for money. The things men do for pussy.
Uh-huh. I was going to say, that's what I was thinking.
So I guess that boat rose both ways. All right, David, we got 10 minutes, man. What else you got over there? Hurry up, it's only 9 now.
Let's see here, what else I got? What's his name there? Leslie Abrams, Trump's man in Venezuela, came out today and says Colombia will have full U.S. support if attacked from Venezuela. Let's see here. Netanyahu came out this morning and says no choice but to bring down Hamas, the group over in the Gaza Strip.
Let's jump back to Epstein really quick for a second, because Sandy just brought something up that I completely forgot to bring up earlier. He was paying for research at an MIT lab. What kind of research would Jeffrey Epstein need to be paying an MIT lab to do? That's pretty prestigious, you know. MIT's up there. It's a good question,
They
Sandy.
probably won't announce that. They probably won't release that information.
Oh, no, I'm sure somebody's squashing the shit out of that as we speak. But there's all kinds of... I mean, a lot of creepy stuff has come out about this cat, and it didn't even come from the FBI or New York PD or anybody that was down on the fucking island. I don't even know if they've gone to New Mexico to raid that compound yet. He has a really weird compound out there, too. The helipad has this rock formation around it that's just not right for some reason. It just doesn't look right for some reason. He says it's some kind of, or he said, I guess, because he's dead, right? He said it's some kind of Aztec thing, you know, that they used to sew onto their blankets or whatever, some design. But, I don't know. It just doesn't look right. But anyway. And I still want to know, where's Giselle? And where's her submarine? And who was that on the island that they took a picture of a couple weeks ago? Or a couple days ago? Because it sure as fuck looked like Jeffrey Epstein. Why isn't there a permanent police presence on that island doing a 24-hour search of the fucking place with sonar, you know, ground penetrating radar? What? Why? Why isn't that happening? Just because he's dead? I don't think so.
Yeah, whose property is that now?
Yeah. Who took possession of it?
Yeah, exactly.
CIA? Mossad? Are those buzzwords going to get this demonetized? Oh, never mind. I'm not monetized. I agree with you, Saint. If we got to ride this train, I want a window seat too. Because I want to watch it go by.
I think we got one.
In living color.
Yeah, the internet's helped that.
Mm-hmm. Of course, they can pull the plug on that shit anytime they want. You know, they can pull the plug on any of it.
I'm amazed they haven't.
They're trying. There's people fighting
yeah.
back, you know.
Yeah, they opened Pandora's box with the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing though how many people are still asleep when the information's out there.
There's a cat over in Sweden that has a YouTube channel. He makes wrist rockets, slingshots, and shit like that, you know. His name's Jorgi Sprava, I think, is how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm working on all my foreign accents. But I think that's what the name of the channel is, too, is Jorgi Sprava. Might be something different. I don't know. Anyway, he's a pretty big YouTuber. He's got a couple million subscribers, I think. Over 1 million, I know. Not I know him all personally, but I know he has over 1 million subscribers. Anyway, he's trying to start a YouTube union, a creators union. And he's got some pretty big people paying attention to the shit that he's saying. They've had a couple of meetings already, and he's had some pretty big YouTube creators over there to talk about it and whatnot. And yeah, if they manage to get this done, then I think YouTube's done. I think they're done. I think before they give in and pay what these people are wanting to get paid for their creations, they'll shut the fucking network down. They'll shut the whole site down. They'll say, we made our billions. Let's get out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes of it. He's been trying to get this union started for a couple of months now, but it's actually starting to get some traction. So I'm paying attention to it. It's going to be interesting to see. Oh, Saint subs him. I don't sub him. I've seen some of his videos, though. He makes some pretty wicked wrist rockets and shit. It's called the Slingshot Channel, I guess, Gary said. Yeah, Sandy said the trust owns everything when it comes to Epstein. Now that he's faked his death, it goes to whatever trust he built. And I guess he redid his entire will just days before he was murdered. LLC purchased the island for $7.95 million, and documents showed that Jeffrey Epstein was the sole member of LSJ in 2019. The island was valued at $63.8 million. The island was Epstein's primary residence, and he called the island Little St. Jeff. Everybody else around the area called it Pedophile Island. I guess the LLC doesn't have a name. It's just the LSJ LLC. So that must be somebody's initials? LSJ?
How about Little St. Jeff? Or whatever you just said.
Well, fucking A, you ought to be a detective, Lance.
There or anything.
You a smart father mucker. LSJ, the Little St. John LLC, or the Little St. Jeff LLC. So that's who owns the island. And he was the sole member of that LLC. So he still owns the motherfucker even though he's dead. Ain't that something? You can take it with you. Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, 63 million is nothing compared to what he had. Oh, yeah. That's a good question. Who's going to keep paying the taxes and shit on it? It's an island, though. It might not be under anybody's jurisdiction if it's in the middle of the ocean.
They set enough money aside in a trust to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm sure the LLC's got money. Yep. Evidently, they're paying for some groundskeeper because the dude that was on the four-wheeler talking to Epstein next to the side-by-side was a big buff black dude. So I'm sure he's out there trimming trees and whatnot, right? Keeping it all up. Burying the bodies. Yeah, well, whatever. Burning them, burying them. Shit, they got a fucking submarine. They could just take them out in the middle of the ocean and blow them out the fucking torpedo tube or whatever. Anyway, we're almost out of time. Anything else you want to throw out there, David? Any last-minute headlines?
I don't see really anything.
No? All right. How about you, Lance?
Not a fucking thing.
Not a fucking thing. Are you done smoking your joint, man? Was it good?
No, I'm smoking it right now.
Oh,
I twisted up another one.
Well, don't dribble on the end, man. Don't dribble on the end and puff, puff, pass. I'm sure your roommate will enjoy it. And the dog. Don't forget the dog. Give the dog a hand. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to throw another John Ward song at you to end the show. It's a little bit shorter than the first one, so it's not too bad, though. They're pretty funny. If you guys haven't listened to John Ward, go to YouTube and just type John Ward, JOHN WARD in the search box, and it'll come up. You'll see Harambe. You'll see him. Very funny guy. Give him a listen. All right, I'm hanging up.
We have to because I don't get to hear it because when we disconnects the call.
Well, you need to pick up the show on your fucking phone, man. I mean, you know, you got YouTube app. Yeah, whatever. Get your damn computer fixed, man.
Nah, I'm not going to get another one.
Whatever. I'm on the computer too much at work, man.
Exactly. I got it at work. I don't even bring it home anymore. I haven't brought it home since I moved in this new house.
I've been listening to your bullshit since you stopped bringing it home. So I know.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and you guys got to be quiet though, man. I'll mute you. I'll mute you and then I'll play the song. So if you want to hang on and listen.
All right, I want to listen.
All right. Mute. There, they're muted. I think, or was that me? Can I still hear you, Lance? Yeah, I can still hear you. Damn it, that must have been me. That must have been me. All right, you guys got to shut up then. Shut up. I'm getting ready to play the song. For all you people out there who are listening, you don't have to shut up. You can listen to the song. All right. Love, peace, and cookies. Until next week. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do one next week. I pissed people off by moving to Thursday. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway. Love, peace, and cookies, everybody. Everyone.
She said, I'm a feminist man, I'm a fucking man eater. When I'm not in theater class, I'm blasting through glass ceilings. My feelings are so seriously real, they are my steering wheel. I'm steering clear of any gentleman who get near me. You hear me? I said, yep, I got it, and I don't want it. I'm off it, I'm moving on. I'ma find it behind 100 pounds lighter. Well, that ignited a fire inside her eye of the lager. Don't wanna die, so I fly, but I leave a Snickers for the beast. Leave a Snickers for the burst. Leave a Snickers for the burst. Leave a Snickers for the burst. Peace, beast, eat your Snickers. She said, I'm a liberal man, I'm a fucking Spanish teacher. Me llaman nuevo, dime, dame la verga. Tu madre me quiere, gigante, I got it. You want picante, I got it. You want tejano, you want it by the bottle. I said, yep, I got it, and I don't want it. I'm off it, I'm moving on. I'ma find it behind 100 pounds lighter. Well, that ignited a fire inside her eye of the lager. Don't wanna die, so I fly, but I leave a Snickers for the beast. Leave a Snickers for the burst. Leave a Snickers for the burst. Leave a Snickers for the burst. Peace, beast, eat your Snickers. Leave a Snickers for the burst. 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 Peace, beast, eat your Snickers.